Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam rasulillah. So there's a tragedy in Allen, Texas. These two brothers basically killed their families, their father, mother, grandmother, I believe, some other people. I guess it was about 6 people together, and then they killed themselves. So we can check the numbers of how many, but it was basically a full family, a murder, suicide. Now, what I want to talk to you about is brothers, sisters, parents. These guys were young, 21 and 19 or something like that, registered in university, Muslims. I know people say, oh, the Muslim would not do this, not do that. I'm just bringing to your attention again as parents, and I've said this in my videos many times, wake up. Wake up. Don't take mental health problems, depression, and so on easy. Okay, as you can see, these guys were talking about mental health issues. I mean, yeah, it might seem silly to you if you've never experienced anxiety and depression. It might seem silly to you. People might say, well, it's an issue of iman. These people had no iman. I agree with you, can be. But if you haven't experienced mental health issues yet, then you do not know how it feels. You do not know what kind of thoughts cross to people's mind. You do not know. Of course, shaitan is there. What does shaitan want you to do? If he cannot get you to commit shirk, he'll get you to do something to get you into Jahannam. That's his objective. So brothers, sisters, parents, if you hear anyone just joking about stuff like that, if you hear your friends, if you hear your children, you see any kind of indications that they have problems, all right, then report it. Like, talk to someone, get someone's help, professional help, get someone to counsel. I don't know, whatever you'd have to do to save them. Don't wait till it's too long. Don't think, well, I'm a Muslim, this is shameful, I shouldn't be saying about this, or I shouldn't be exposing my children, or this is a shame for the family. The guys were cutting themselves. Okay, cutting themselves, if you don't understand what it is, cutting yourself, you basically take a blade or X-Acto knife or something like that, and you basically cut just small cuts on your wrist. Okay, just small cuts around your wrist. And it's basically a coping mechanism with anxiety, just to feel that you're still alive and to feel some pain. But what happens is, of course, some people cut deep, and then that can lead to death as well, bleeding and death. So it's something very, very common amongst high school kids and youngsters. So brothers and sisters, if you see anything like that, small cuts on their wrists, signs of depression such as sleeping too much, or not sleeping, or talking weird stuff, monitor the social media over and over again. We see before any such event, you find that there's certain posts on social media, be them explicit or implicit. Why do people do that? Because it's a call for help. It's a subconscious reaction. It's a call for help where you're putting it out there, expecting someone to save you. And maybe you don't consciously say that, but this is what it is. You're basically saying, hey, I'm having problems, and here I'm going to put it on social media because someone maybe cares about it. And of course, again, people don't take it seriously. People don't want to get involved with these things. They rather stay off, hands off, because it's too complicated, it's too problematic. And then it's too late. And then people start talking about regret, and we were never expecting this. It was on social media, man. There are signs, depression. People are saying we never expected, we could never see this coming. That's because you weren't looking. The signs of depression are very, very clear. You can tell by the body language. There's a change. You can benchmark against what they were before and how they are right now. Depression is not something you're born with. It's something that you develop over time through something. Now, he was talking about, I guess he was not happy with the way the TV series The Office ended. Now, you might be laughing at that, but I'm again reiterating the influence of social media and media at large on people's psychologies, their mentality, the way their mindsets, and the way it changes your perception about reality and things. So don't take these things lightly. Okay, if you yourself have suicidal thoughts, reach out to an imam, reach out to a sheikh, reach out to whatever country you're in. There's a hotline for people who are thinking about suicide. Something. I know people say, oh, this non-Muslim and this and that. The objective, the maqasid, is to save your life. Okay, Muslim, non-Muslim. Sadly, we Muslims, if we want to fix this issue, we need to do a bit more investing into counselors, into into people who are helping and are willing, who have the qualifications to do these things. If not, then well, what do we want? Of course, there's the non-Muslims are having these kind of platforms, and they might be giving you good advice or bad advice with kufr. SubhanAllah, may Allah protect us from that. You have to be careful. But don't talk to someone. Don't let it just sink in, because it will affect you. And again, if you've never experienced mental health problems, if you've never experienced depression, anxiety, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. You're probably sitting right now there in denial and saying, my God, how can this happen? This person has weak iman. Yes, indeed, they had weak iman. I believe there's a direct correlation between weak iman, weak mental health, shaitan, the waswasa. But this dynamics is very hard for you to judge and to tell and to judge someone unless you know who they are and what they're going through. All right? So what I'm trying to say is here is not that easy. But what it is quite easy to do is when you see indications of mental health problems, of low iman, someone will say something, they're not praying, they're not doing, they're saying things, social media, monitor things, then get help, reach out, talk to someone. If you're shy, or it's this like bystander effect, right? Like, I don't want to get involved, it's not my business, or it's a shame for my family, oh my God, what if the neighbors are going to know? Like, I remember when that sister committed suicide, that Indian sister, when she jumped in the river, and she was on the phone, and the mom saying, what are people going to say? What are people going to say? Is that what's on your mind? What people are going to say? And this is what it seems that it's become. People don't like to talk about these real things. I get a lot of backlash from the Muslim community from bringing up some of these issues. Why? Because they don't feel comfortable talking to them. They think it's not piety. They say how shameless you are, bro, for talking about some of these things. And I'm just like, wake up, man. And I bring my dalil. I talk to you about Quran and Sunnah. Yet still it seems that we have this overly pious, holier than the Prophet ﷺ syndrome that I discussed in one of my videos. And then we care about our image as Muslims in the community. How do we look, as opposed to solving the problem? All right? It's more complicated than this. I cannot cover it in one video. But again, reach out. Don't wait for things to come on the news and then you're gonna say, well, I never expected this to happen. I would never think about this. That's gonna happen. What a shame, and this and that. No. Okay, preemptive measures are better than damage control. Invest in your children. Talk to them about Allah, His Messenger, Iman. The best thing you can do is to make them love the Quran, Sunnah. It is a healing for the mind, for the soul. But many people fail in doing so, and then you have to deal with the repercussions of that. And of course, I said damage control is much more difficult than preemptive measures. People start talking about low iman and weakness in iman and lack of Islam and practice when it's too late, when already the deed has been committed, as opposed to talking about it before. That's the problem. So again, I'm not saying that, hey, okay, mental health, psychology, and it's not iman. No, they should have been good Muslims, stronger Muslims. A real Muslim never does this. Look, as I said, there's many things that we see in the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, in the life of the Sahaba, that you could have said, why did it happen? Because this is humanity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us in a certain way, and we will make mistakes, and sometimes these mistakes are irreversible, especially when it comes to playing with your life, taking your life and stuff like that. And the shaitan is there to make sure that he fulfills his promise, okay, which is to fill Jahannam with human beings and jinn. So brothers, sisters, parents, please observe your children, talk to your children, open up the issue, use this as a standard. Say, look guys, what happened? Let's discuss as a family. If you have any problems like that, if you ever think these thoughts even cross your mind, come to me, talk to me, befriend your children, and let them know that they can come to you to discuss about these issues, and we are here to counsel and to help. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.